Hello and welcome back. My name is Christelle and today I'm going to be talking about self-love. And I believe you really need to be able to learn how to forgive, to love yourself and to love others. If you can't forgive, let go and forget, you're not going to be able to love anybody and you're not going to be able to love yourself. Because carrying on to things through your life doesn't leave a lot of room for more love. And if you're constantly carrying on to anger and resentment and not forgetting about it, then how are you supposed to love that person? And that's what we need to be doing, is loving people and not resenting people or holding on to grudges. I hear people say in general, I'm going to forgive, but I'm not going to forget. And that's not true. Forgiveness, and you're still upset, and you're still angry, and you're not able to let go. That is the opposite of self-love and loving yourself. Your self-image and the labels that you put on yourself are created from your past. So we go through life and we're super impressionable as kids. And a lot of the times in school or on the playground, we just want to be accepted and make friends. We don't want to be alone and we don't want to be rejected. And a lot of the times when we are accepted, then we will do whatever we can to stay in that friends group or not lose that validation, not lose that acceptance into that group, because we don't want to be alone. Or we're in relationships going through life where people tell us we should be a certain way, think a certain way, do things a certain way, and we do it. And the reason why we do it sometimes is because maybe it's our parents, and our parents know best. Or maybe it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you want to please them. You don't want them to get mad at you. Or maybe it's a teacher and it's a teacher, so why wouldn't you do what your teacher says? So then we go through life creating these beliefs, believing these things that other people tell us. So all these things that we believe now through our life, we have actually written it into our future. It's like a written agreement. We stop thinking for ourselves. We stop asking ourselves, who do we want to be? Who are we? What are our own beliefs? And a lot of this stuff is done completely subconsciously. For example, for me as a child, I'm just gonna be super vulnerable right now and tell you guys. I didn't know my dad, but my mother would leave me alone about 5 or 6 nights a week, and she would go out and she would party, and she left me alone. And I had to basically do everything for myself. So that made me feel inside like I was being rejected, abandoned. Why didn't she want to be around me? Was I not good enough? I mean, there's so many things that went through my little mind that was developing at that time. And was it my fault that I was feeling that stuff? No, of course not. It was not my fault. And so later on in life, I really had to understand that she was doing what she was doing with the level of consciousness that she was in. With the set of beliefs that she was living by, the actions occurred. And with that, I was able to forgive her. I was able to say, you know what? She did the best with what she knew. That's all you can really say. But going through life, I definitely felt very alone, and I learned to be very self-sufficient at a very, very young age, even though I don't think we're supposed to be that self-sufficient that young. So moving forward, when I started my YouTube channel in 2014, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I was so excited about just doing it. I was so passionate about it. I mean, I still am, but the only reason I do YouTube is because I'm so passionate about it. It's so exciting and fun for me, and I could do it for hours and hours and totally lose track of time. But when I first started that, I was like an innocent child. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had just made an Instagram account. I was very new on social media. I was living under a rock for a very long time, apparently. And I had a rude awakening because when I got one comment or one thumbs down on my video, I didn't know how to handle it. I felt like I wasn't good enough. And the reason I felt like I wasn't good enough was because of my mother. So eventually I kept going and I was able to create my own belief in my own truth about being rejected or abandoned, etc. I learned that not everybody has to agree with you and not everybody is gonna like you, and that's totally fine. But I do see this in the world today still, and it just gets worse and worse. You know, so many people derive their self-worth off and self-love off of likes and thumbs up or whatever the platform may be. And unfortunately, we're not really able to love ourselves unless we can give ourselves validation. A lot of people will try to find validation in a relationship or even with their friends. Even if they're dysfunctional people in their lives, if they are telling them that they are awesome or that they are doing a good job, which maybe that's something that they have lacked in the past from someone else, then they are going to keep that person in their life because they are telling them that they're doing a good job and they're always there for them. So then they are not able to truly love themselves because they're still trying to get validation from everywhere else. So you have to remember that it's not your fault that you have these struggles or you are trying to find these things that you never got as a child in every other corner in your life. This is normal. So the first step is to figure out what we were lacking as kids, know that it wasn't your fault, and then whatever it was, we need to make sure that we can forgive. We need to forgive, let go, and forget. You need to forget about it. You need to move forward. And with this, doing this consistently on a regular basis in your life, you will eventually be able to truly love yourself. Because remember, you cannot love anybody else unless you are in love with you. So I hope that this helped you guys in some way today. If it did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.